Hey everyone, Techo G here, representing those who are 40 and up who love their tech. And this is going to be a quick review of the Gamesir X2 updated controller with the awesome D-pad added to it. So I'm going to show you the usage of this on my new daily driver, my LG V60 phone. And I'll be using the MAME emulator to demonstrate games. So I decided this because, well, the MAME emulator, because I took my micro SD card out and put it in my PC so that I can start reviewing that and playing games on there. So I put the MAME games and emulator on the internal storage. Oh yeah, to tell you about the buttons and everything again. So this is definitely very comparable to the very first X2 that came out. It's the same size, has the same style, the same grips on the back, same buttons, same size buttons, same analog sticks with clickable buttons. Have your screenshot button right here. This is your home button, start select. Has the same USB port or USB connection to connect your phone to, that pivots back and forth so that you don't have to worry about breaking it, which is awesome. And again, it has the D-pad, so it feels really good in your hands. Oh yeah, you can also charge your phone through the controller with this input here, which is totally awesome. Now, like I said, using this as a controller is really cool. Playing your retro games on here is awesome. Like I said in my unboxing, I wish the buttons were a little springier and a little bigger, and I wish the shoulder buttons were not as loud as they are when you press them, because they click in and out, so you get double the noise. But nonetheless, it's still a great controller. And again, when you're playing your retro games on here, you definitely don't want to play retro games via touch. That's terrible. So to have physical controls is totally, and I mean totally awesome. So here's the MAME emulator right here, and as you can see, I have a ton of games. So I'll be trying out some games, some shooters and things like that, and definitely some fighter games to show you that the D-pad works pretty well as far as getting your moves out. So I like I said, have now moved towards the LG V60 as my flagship phone. I've had the Note 10, gave that to my mom, and before then I had the Z Flip 5G, returned that within, well, actually after the 30 days. No, I had to sell it actually on eBay, so I did not get all of my money back for it. Very upset about that, but still, I'm now with the LG V60, and there's one main particular reason why I have chosen this phone and to use this with this controller. For those of you who know about the secret of this controller, then you already know my decision making as to why I decided to get the LG. And that was not the main reason why I got the phone, but it's definitely one of the perks, and I'll tell you at the end of the video what that actual perk is. So let me show you some gameplay real quick. saw that move? Baseball. Pow! Wow. Now I'm about to use the D-pad, so I'm going to show you how shooting key and everything works fine. Oh. See, works great. I thought I had her. I was about to get smacked. You saw how she came after me? So as you just saw, working or using this controller is pretty nice. Again, it feels great in your hand. It's fantastic that it can fit the LG V60 with a thin case on quite nicely within telescopic pull-out of the controller. So this works really nicely. I have been a fan of this, since getting the original. But the secret perk of this controller, and it, you know, was used to help sell this controller in China for certain Chinese phones. This will allow you to use a Nintendo Switch emulator on your phone. Now, not all games are compatible. There's only a handful of games that are compatible. The emulator is called Egg and S. Kind of funny. And like I said, you can use or play a couple of games on here. And the games, some games run pretty decent frame rates. For example, Pokemon, what was it? Sword or Shield. That runs, I mean, it depends on your phone, your processor, things like that. I was able to get 20-ish frames per second on this phone because the LG V60 has the updated, well, it's not the latest Snapdragon, but before the 888, the 865, which is in here, was the latest and greatest. And that particular processor is pretty beefy and, again, allows you to play those Nintendo Switch games that are compatible with the emulator at pretty decent frame rates. So I'm very happy that I have that capability of playing some Nintendo Switch games on here, as well as my emulator games, to make this basically my ultimate pocket game device. So here are a list of all my emulators from Atari 2600, you see 3DS, Game Boy Advance, MAME, which is the one I just used for this video, Sega Game Gear, Sega Master System, Sega Genesis, Neo Geo Pocket, come on man, TurboGrafx, Dreamcast, so that's the Redream emulator. I have a slew of different emulators to play on here, and because this has a micro SD card slot, I can put a ton of ROMs, a slew of ROMs on the card to play my games on the go. So this controller plus this phone makes this excuse me, the ultimate pocket handheld device on the market. Now, it's too bad you can't play PS Vita games on here, and you never will, and that's why I got a PS Vita myself, jailbroken of course. But to have a whole smorgasbord of games at my ready to play with this fabulous controller, I'm really quite happy with the purchase. I'm very happy with, again, the D-pad, but not happy that it's not as springy as it should be, and definitely not happy with the clickiness of the shoulder buttons. Other than that, it's a great controller. Plus, you can charge it. You can charge your phone through the controller. That right there can have you playing for hours and hours and hours of fun. So that's my take on the controller. I hope you liked the review. If you did, leave a thumbs up. And I'll leave a link for the controller from Amazon in the comment section if you're interested in purchasing it. Because again, if you order from Amazon, you'll get it pretty quickly. So I would suggest you do that. So I'll leave the link in the comment section. And you can leave me some comments of what you thought about the gameplay and things like that. And we'll have some cool discussions. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, make sure you do so. Tell your friends about my channel. And I hope to see you in my next video.